All right, everyone, we are here with a very special guest. We are joined by the lovely Tyler Cameron. Welcome back to the show, Tyler.
Thank you. Is it even special anymore after
I don't know.
I throw that before everybody.
We did kind of say that too. We were like, Tyler's on for like the 12th time.
Yeah, but it actually has been a while. Like we were
been.
saying the last time you came on was like 2 summers ago with your book.
Yeah, I think it's when we were all drunk. Or was that before?
That was before.
No, that was before.
Like 3 years
That
ago.
was a great one.
That
The
was
drunk
fun.
one
I
was great.
would love to go back to. Hey, we can crack open these Coors
Hey,
Light.
you know what? I miss those. I think we did multiple drunk.
We should
you.
bring one of those back.
We should.
On like my 13th time on the show.
Yeah,
Right.
exactly.
And maybe we'll finally get that RV trip that we're supposed to take with Hannah and Dylan. Never forget.
What could have been.
Mm-hmm. We had big plans.
Big dreams.
We had big meetings. The whole thing just never happened.
That actually
sounds
really
like-
would have been so funny. Would have been quite the trip.
You know what I'm happy about though? I actually was thinking about this before you came in, because I feel like we talk about this RV trip that was meant to happen and didn't happen a lot, especially with Dylan and Hannah.
But have we
talked to
ever
them.
even actually explained what
And
it was?
One, I don't think we've ever explained it. In lockdown, we had this idea. It was us three, Dylan and Hannah, where we were gonna rent an RV. You had a friend that was gonna drive the RV.
Chad.
And we had actually a whole map and everything of where we were
like
gonna go.
we had like picked spots.
We picked spots. We literally had a Zoom meeting with all of us picking the spots, and it just didn't end up, there's some things got in the way. I'm really happy we didn't do it just for the fact that my hair was black and white.
That was a crazy time.
It was.
You lived many lives these last few years.
I have.
But now you're like in your fiance stage.
I know,
here.
it's great.
Yeah.
But yeah, I feel like you
and her
guys
hair's
both,
never looked
you
better.
guys have
I
both
know.
you guys both have seen
fiance
some
stage. The hair has never been
That's
better.
incredible.
You guys both
Both of you guys are glowing. It's just unreal.
Oh, thanks.
we've seen some stages. And so I was like, thank God we didn't go on that RV trip, and then we would have all this like content and whatever surrounding this grand RV trip, and my hair would have been black and white. It would have been unfortunate.
But you would have thrived then.
I'm sure.
You thrived in every situation.
Thank you.
You're
I
amazing,
mean,
Maria.
Yeah.
Thank you, you too, Tyler. Thanks for joining us. A confidence boost for the day. So how's life going?
Life is good, man. Life is good. I mean, this has definitely been like probably the most challenging year I've ever had. But it's been
How
been
so?
good. I mean, just
Take us through the ups and downs.
Yeah. Why do you say that?
well, I mean, I'm really taking a full dive into construction again, and real estate and doing all that, and just doing great on some projects, and then really getting my ass handed to me on some projects, and just learning and trying to create a real business. It's just the stress of it. Like, I started thinking about numbers last night at like 11:30 at night, and didn't go to bed till 2:30. You know, so. But overall, like, so glad to be home in Jupiter. I love New York City, but I need to be home.
Has this been the year for you where you're like really figuring out what path you want to take? Like what is your career path going to be going forward?
Yeah, no, I think, exactly what my career path is going to be forward. And I learned that I love New York. This is the best city in the whole wide world. But I didn't have a job here.
Yeah.
And me, with a few days, nothing to do, is only trouble. And you guys have been around for some of my trouble.
Yeah.
seen it.
True.
And so I can't do that. I needed to create myself a job. So I started a company, and I'm building houses now and renovating houses, and I'm doing that. And it's a much more domesticated lifestyle.
Yeah. Stable. You did say that. You said you were living a domesticated lifestyle now. You went to Publix twice
Cut my
this
hair,
month.
went to Publix,
Yeah.
shaved my face.
Well, you had like a mullet kind of situation going. Wasn't my favorite.
Wasn't your favorite?
No. It looks a lot better now.
Yeah. You know, I had to give it a try. I feel like it's in right now, you know?
Is it the mullet?
I'm
I
just
feel like
so
the mullets
persuaded-
were
I'm so
in like a
persuaded
couple.
by
You were like a
TikTok.
couple years late to the mullet.
I
You know,
was
like during your phase of like going out constantly.
Right. That would
Maybe
have
like
been the
2
best
years
time
ago
to have
would
the
have been
mullet.
the time to have the mullet.
I'm late to everything, Rhea.
When you were like
should've-
just a New York causing chaos, then you should have had the mullet.
You know what? Speaking of gray hairdos, I should just let you consult me on all my future hairdos, you know, because you've
True.
had so many great ones.
Thanks. I take hair very seriously. Sometimes I make poor decisions. That's why I'll never touch my hair ever again. You see how it is right now? It'll stay that way.
Yeah.
It will. No, like, oh, I'm just gonna cut all my hair off, which everyone's doing these days.
Yeah.
Not gonna happen. But yeah, the mullet.
What about like a little chop? Like a short hair dude?
No, I don't think she'll ever cut her hair short
No.
again.
No.
I'm the opposite. I cut my hair short. I'll never have my hair
Short
long
hair
again.
looks great on you.
Yeah, Fran rips it.
Yeah, I know.
Short hair, not for me. Just not, you know what I mean? Looks great on other people.
just got to figure out what you like, what looks good.
You got
It's
great
the same
bounce in
thing.
that short hair right there.
Thank you.
Fantastic bounce.
Yeah.
Some serious hair conversation.
Yeah.
Okay, so living in Jupiter,
Yep.
how often, like, do you like to come back up to New York?
I do. I love coming back up here, but I just don't have anything for me here right now.
Yeah.
And if I do come, it's we party, all my boys, we all get together. And so I'm trying to limit that right now.
So you just have your
working.
your home squad.
Yeah, my home squad, which is a fun squad, and we have a blast. So
How many homes are you working on right now?
I got 3 I'm doing right now. I got one coming for sale in 2 weeks. I got my own I'm starting. And I have one more project I'm just trying to get out of. My damn uncle, he won't let me leave his house. The punch list grows, and I don't even do anything there.
Okay.
I will say though, there's something about having like a balance, right? Like obviously you want to be stable and work, but let yourself have some fun as well. Don't be like, oh no, I totally got to cut out all the partying, like it's done for. Like you still got to have some fun.
You're young
There's
still.
some things that I'm really good at, and partying is one of them, and that'll never go away.
Yeah, I feel like weren't last year you were doing a bunch of like college football tailgating
coming
stuff?
back.
Yeah,
he was going to bounce like every weekend.
Not every weekend.
Hey, that's the best gig I think there is. Like to just show up at bars and like get paid to show
all my boys come out. We go to Chicago, New
It's
York.
the best job out
Hamptons.
there.
It was great.
Yes.
Now they're coming to Delray Beach, so
Exactly.
Yep.
yeah.
Oh, that's too close. That's too
It's
close
dangerous.
for comfort.
Close. I'm a little
Delray
nervous
is
about that
fun.
one.
I love
Delray is a ton of fun, but you are dabbling back into reality TV though. Like I feel like you were so anti doing any more like I guess maybe like dating stuff.
Yeah, I want to stay away from the dating stuff. I wanted, like I said, I was working on a big project, and then with all the houses, and then this show came up, and immediately I was like, yeah, I want to do it. I want to do Special Forces. My agents were like, nope, I don't think you should do it because like Tyler, we don't need you doing competition shows. You just did a dance show. You don't need to do this.
I forgot about the
But I was like, it'd be fun. It'd be like a vacation. It can't be that hard. Like,
Did you
Vacation.
watch the first season?
I did.
What about
I
this
watched
is a
the first
vacation?
season.
Oh my! I watched the whole.
I thought it was all TV and production.
Oh my
like,
God.
like,
Oh, I don't think any of this screams vacation.
No.
well, I figured I could tackle on like a vacation on top of it.
Okay.
Or like a chance to get away from your phone. Maybe like escape life,
That,
but not vacation.
Life was really kicking my ass in Jupiter,
Yeah.
So I was like, this is a way out. And I'm
Did
like,
they film the second season in the same place as the first?
nope. So
No,
they're like, we're
okay.
gonna film it in New Zealand. I'm like, sick. I'm gonna go to Australia
Zealand.
afterwards. Like, it's gonna be great. New Zealand's gonna be beautiful. I didn't realize it was winter until like a day before. Like, yeah, it's gonna be very
Yeah.
cold. So I had to go run to the store, buy all my winter gear. None of it made it. None of it made it on the airplane.
I
anyways.
actually did see a girl on TikTok go viral the other day. She was Australian and she was like, I may sound really dumb, but you're telling me that it's summer in the United States right now. Like that's
I see those
really
TikToks a lot.
that
That throw me off.
Yeah. So okay, so you had to jump into how cold are we talking? Like what's winter like there?
Freezing. I mean,
Really
snow.
cold. Oh,
Yeah,
shoot.
like they sawed off this big ice block, and we had to jump in the water, and like it was nuts.
What about the people you were surrounded by?
It's quite the cast of characters.
It is.
It is.
It is.
When we heard this cast, we were like, oh,
Who do you
okay.
want to know about?
I want to know about
It's quite
everybody.
literally
there's
everybody.
there's so many different people. I think I'm not going to ask about Sandoval. I feel like it's
What?
It's, I mean, like it's played like that was my way to ask about
Oh,
him,
well.
you know? You know what I
Well
mean?
done.
Like it's played out at this point where people are like, so how's Sandoval? And we've gotten these different stories. But
I would like
wanna
to know how Sandoval
did,
is.
Yeah, and how did you treat him? And I'm not saying like you should treat him a certain way, but I'm curious on how you handled it because obviously he comes onto the show right after this explosive thing happens.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I try to treat him like I treated everyone else there.
Yeah.
But the first day he got me in trouble.
How?
I'm like, oh, this motherfucker
Oh my
is
god,
bad.
rat!
Like
Little snake.
yeah,
Little
yeah.
slimy little snake.
So they gave us all of our clothes to wear, and they switched up our bags by accident. So I'm in Tom Sandoval's clothes, which
Oh.
he's
Tight.
yeah, it's very tight, and so I can't move in any of my pants, any of my jackets or whatever. So he's like, hey, I think you got my clothes. Let's switch. So we go inside to switch real quick, and it's a lot warmer inside. So we're taking a little bit of a slower time. All of a sudden we get chewed out. drill sergeants. We're doing up downs. I'm like, oh, this motherfucker is trouble, you know?
Yeah.
But
just because you guys took a little longer to get dressed.
they come at you for everything.
I feel like
You know what I'm saying?
Sandoval
Like,
would.
that's what made you think he's
Well,
trouble.
Sandoval
Well, just
just
like-
seems
well,
like
like-
the kind of guy to cut any corner.
Like,
Like if he can cut a
like,
corner,
we can-
he's
He got in
cutting
trouble like
it.
two more
Right,
times
that's
during
true.
that period.
You know?
Where he's like, oh, if we just take a little bit more
Like
time.
I think you have like the athlete background of like being coached and like
Discipline.
can understand discipline, and I don't think he's ever had to go through that.
Yeah, I don't
Like,
think
you
he
know, like I
listens
think
to
he's
authority
cutting
in
corners.
any way.
Tom definitely lives in Tom's world, you know, and
Was the picture thing true? Did he like break out the picture
they
and
had a
show
picture
everyone?
and yeah,
of
I
Raquel?
thought, you know, I was like, guys, I'm oblivious to TV.
I bet you had no idea who he even really was.
The funniest thing was we hop on the bus and Jack Osborne is on the bus and he has no idea who Tom Sandoval is. And so Tom goes, hi, I'm Tom Sandoval. And then Jack goes, looks like we have a Scandival, but not knowing any context to what Scandival or Sandoval,
yeah,
just like
it
thought
just
like
brought,
put
you know,
together.
it just is funny.
And then Tom like me was like, yep, that's me. America hates me right now. And I was like, well, this got to a
and
great
you
start.
have like Jack
Awkward.
Osborne being like, what?
He's like, well, I don't know what I said. How was Nick Viall, Nicky V?
So Nick,
Is he the only one you knew?
yeah,
from
he's
the
the only one I
cast?
knew. And I'm not gonna lie, like I didn't like Nick at all going into this. Like he said some shit about us during the quarantine,
Yeah.
which was very unwarranted. I was, you know, he's like about the quarantine crew that we had back then.
Yeah.
We're stuck in the house. Like we're making the most fun we can. We're doing it on TikTok. He's like, yeah, they're like just having fun and dancing on TikTok. I'm like, what are you mad about? And
Yeah.
then I see like months later he's doing the same shit. I'm like, fuck out of here.
Yeah.
So I never really cared for him after that.
Yep.
And then we got on the show and I told him that. And I was like, you know, I really don't like you, you know, and I was like, but then the show strips everyone to their core and you like have to rely on each other, lean on each other. And me and Nick have gotten so much closer ever since then. And I got a lot more respect and we're cool. We're friends.
Yeah.
You know?
We've all been in a situation where we have told Nick Viall that we don't like them. We didn't like
I
him.
think
and
that's
then
everybody.
grow
Yeah.
to like him.
I don't.
I
like,
think people
it's,
have that.
It's definitely
like,
not the first time he's been told
right.
that.
I
to
mean,
his
we
face, so
literally
it's-
did that as well.
Yeah.
We talked about Nick for years before we had met him, and then he came on the show, and I was like, I have to be honest. I said so many things about you, and then you get to know him, and just like anybody else, though, you can
Yeah.
have so many thoughts.
Everybody
about,
has layers,
right? It's like anybody that you meet, and then they become a human to you, and you're like, oh, you see the layers to them, and more like humanize them.
And he's definitely sharp with his tongue and he's got this like kind of like persona about him. And so, you know, it's just like, it's easy to say, fuck that guy, you know?
Yeah.
But once I got around him and got to, you know, go through, like, once you go through this with like anybody, you have so much respect for them.
Do you get starstruck? Like, was there anybody that you were like,
Robert
oh shit?
Horry.
Really?
Yeah. Like, I remember like my agent found out the list and she's like, I'll tell you who it is. I'm not supposed to. Told me the list. And I blacked out after I heard Robert Horry. So I forgot everyone else who was on the list. Robert Horry, 7-time NBA champion, played for the Lakers, like with Kobe and all them. So I would have him tell me like bedtime stories, like with Kobe and everybody. And
Robert, tell me another Corey.
That's
Tell me another
sweet.
Kobe story, please.
yes, I was like, I just asked him questions. Like, Robert, so who was harder, you know, Coach Jackson or you know, whatever the coach for the Spurs name, I can't think right now. But yeah, that was it, which is stupid. But I mean, there's so many crazy. Tara Reid was on there.
Yeah.
You know, probably had a poster of her when I was a kid.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
What about JoJo Siwa? You guys have look like you've created this great friendship.
I love her, which is like the
Talk
person,
about it.
unexpected.
The two you and
Yeah.
Mark put together.
I keep seeing you guys everywhere. The concert, hanging out. I'm like, what an unexpected
Like
friendship. But it seems
paparazzi
nice.
photos of the two of you together are just objectively so funny. It's like
Yeah.
JoJo Siwa and Tyler Cameron
No, it's
hanging out
wild.
hanging out on the beach together.
The wildest thing is riding around with her in her car. Have you seen her car?
I've seen it.
So
Oh, we've seen it.
You've
that's
ridden
my,
around
that's
LA?
my Uber in LA. You know, like Jojo picks me up and we ride around everywhere. You know.
Oh my
And
god.
the funniest thing is just seeing everyone just like, you know, peeking up and like, oh my god, it's JoJo, and freaking out. Like
She can't really go undercover.
we were down Marina Del Rey.
and she always drives that car.
Always. We were down Marina Del Rey and there's all outdoor restaurants and we're all driving through it and everyone is just, their phones are out. I'm like, this is crazy, JoJo.
Yeah.
You know? But that's her, you know.
That's
she's,
hilarious. I would love to sit in the back seat of that of JoJo Siwa's car.
Yeah.
it's a joy. It's just pure
I
entertainment.
can imagine it just like, you know, gives a little light to your life.
We went to Chick-fil-A the whole store came to the drive-through window and is taking a picture with her. You know, I'm just back here. I remember like all these little kids ran up to Judge, like 20 of them, taking pictures with her. And they ran off. I was like, well, did anyone watch The Bachelorette?
Hello.
Yeah. They're like 10 years old. They're like, no,
beat it, creeper.
Yeah.
Why are you hanging out with JoJo?
Well, honestly, you probably look like her bodyguard.
Yeah.
That's true.
I'll play the role.
At that point.
I told her I'll chaperone her 21st birthday coming up.
Oh, boy.
Mm-hmm.
She's still so young. That's so crazy.
Yeah.
Just
chaperone,
like, so
or you're
famous.
gonna.
Oh yeah. You know.
Chaperone.
Yeah, I would love to chaperone
Guys,
your 21st birthday party.
I've had like 10 of them.
So what else? So how was the whole filming of that process, and was it harder than you even thought it was going to be?
Yeah. So the filming is really cool because first of all, the premise of the show is like they pay you up front. So you don't get any more money for finishing the show. So it's really just up to you how far you want to go. So that's one part of it. And the second part of it is there's no producer.
Some of the people in the first season. some of the first season, like they went down early.
Quick,
like there was like a bunch that were just out like right at the beginning.
It happened with us too. Like a lot of people like they get into it like, oh, this is for real.
Yeah.
You know? And you know, there's no producers, it's just us and the drill staff. And you know, you'll get a cameraman around you here and there, but it is as real as it can get.
Yeah.
You know, and
if you quit, do you have to stay?
Yeah, so you have a badge and you gotta take your badge off and turn it into the DS.
Oh yeah,
at that point I would just keep going. If you have to stay, it's like you might as well just keep going.
Yeah, but I mean,
and it pushes you to the limit.
I mean, we carried a boat for 2 miles, my guess. Like just the most ridiculous 3 people. Dragging it. Like
it's a crazy show.
We were dragging it for like every 30 seconds. I'd say every 30 seconds, drag it for 10, you know, and we drag it like this far. Imagine doing that for hours.
Yeah.
You know?
That's a lot. It takes a toll.
Did you, you know, Hannah did really well on that show. Did you ask her for any advice?
You know, I spoke to her like way before the show ever happened for me. So I got a little bit of how it went down.
How it
with
went
her.
down, yeah, because she fucking crushed it.
Yeah, and she's like, it's the hardest thing I've ever done. I was like, hardest thing you've ever done, you know, and because I played football. I thought I've been through some shit. She was right.
Yeah,
she was goddamn right.
Yeah.
Was it the hardest thing you've ever done?
It was the hardest thing I've ever done.
Times like.
Yeah, I mean, the pain I went through, the mental warfare you got to go through. The cold is the hardest thing.
Yeah.
I mean, I battled mild hypothermia. Like it was brutal.
How was it after when you finished?
It was crazy. It was crazy.
Like just huge.
You're there for what, like a week?
8 days.
Yeah. That's just.
Yeah.
Did you get to go on a little vacation afterwards?
I went to Fiji.
Okay.
I went to Fiji afterwards, which it was either Bali or Fiji. I really want to go to Bali.
Okay.
Bali seems like a lot more fun. But Bali was raining all week, so I was like, all right, I'll go to Fiji. I went to Fiji, and I'm the worst at traveling, so I'm like missing.
And you were alone?
I'm by myself. I'm missing all my connections, all my buses, trains, whatever it is. So that sucks. But I'm also everyone's third wheel. It's like a honeymoon.
Yeah, I mean,
so
Fiji
relaxing.
is,
Like
yeah. So all these people had to deal with me. Like, hey, like, what's up, guys? Like,
were you just talking to strangers?
Just talking
were
to
there
strangers.
were there a bunch of people like on their honeymoons that were like, why is Tyler Cameron here alone?
Well, so many Australians. So a lot of people just thought I was some random guy.
Yeah.
You know, like some dude trying to find my inner chi or something.
Yeah.
You know, whereas
you're just on a journey.
I met some Americans, and then they like I randomly met the creators of Love Is Blind. Like they were all there.
Wow.
Or not Love Is Blind.
I was gonna
Love
say,
Island.
Love Island.
Yeah,
did they try to get you to come on the show?
Well, no, I went and met with all of them. I
imagine?
met Sarah Hyland, like randomly all in Fiji.
Yeah,
you know?
well, they filmed the show there.
That's where they were filming.
It was like right when they were about to kick it off. So, and there was a really good looking bartender, and we were trying to convince him to come on the show, but he wouldn't listen to us. I was like, "You're gonna go back to your village and starve."
Would you do Love Island?
I don't know. I've never watched it.
Would you do like another dating show?
I don't know. You know what I thought about? Why is there no like Bachelor challenge or Bachelorette? You know, like where they get everyone together.
Yeah.
And they really like the MTV has a challenge and they compete.
Yeah.
And like
Bachelor Winter Games.
but don't put dating in it. Just let.
So you just want to take the contestants and just have them
put them in a house.
Yeah,
they're gonna hook up.
So you're just saying the challenge.
Yeah. So you just want to do an ABC version of the challenge with Bachelor contestants.
But like you could do the challenge.
You could just go on the challenge. Like MTV
they would take you on the
have
challenge.
They have other people like from Love Island,
I don't know
Survivor.
if I'd be they wouldn't let me do it yet.
Oh yeah, maybe there could be something. They have brought in their picks. Like it used to just be strictly MTV people. But they've reached into totally different categories and other reality stars now because they try and bring in like new people. I mean, half the cast is from Big Brother.
Yeah, I mean, they bring in people from Love Island. They bring in people from Survivor. They bring in from people from all different shows.
Yeah.
So you were being told by your agents not to do competition shows. Yeah. But that's probably what you would be the best at, don't you think?
But yeah, then it's like they're trying to build something here.
Okay, I got you.
So, and
there's some other things going on in the background.
You have an image.
Yeah.
So.
But I mean, how many times do you get asked? Because I'm sure like everybody just wants you to finally be the Bachelor. I mean, we've talked to you about this a million times that you just.
I mean, Trent says it all the time. He's like, why doesn't Tyler just?
Trent really like Trent would pass out if he decided to be the Bachelor.
Maybe down the road. I put in my request of what I want, and we've had those talks. And the guy who just left the show, Mike Fleiss.
Yeah.
Like. He was calling me all the time, but
they're not just going to give you what you want.
No, and I'm going to sit here.
Yeah,
but if they gave you what, like you have demands, and if they gave you what you wanted,
yeah, but two parts to it. So demands one, and then two also like I don't ever like I really got to be into it. You know?
Yeah, I'm sure one of the demands.
No, I know,
yeah.
But you really have to be into it. Yeah,
because
you want to be ready to settle down when you do it.
Yeah, and like I feel like I'm definitely getting there, but
that's nice. That's very genuine of you.
But I feel like a lot of people like go on there and they don't care for that, and it shows. And like it's
so now that's going to be like the opposite of what you said on. I saw a clip from Nick Viall's podcast that came out today where you were talking about how you're like done. You got to LA, you got to New York, the models, the actresses, like seems like you're done with that, but I think you're lying. And I think if you go on The Bachelor, you're gonna get a lot of those like, social media influencer.
No, see, I think this is what they would have to do. If Tyler's gonna be The Bachelor, they have to keep it a secret. Like it has to be like, I don't know how they would do it because I know they always like announce it, but I think they'd have to cast a group of women that did not know it was going to be Tyler.
Yeah.
And it's got to be shot in Jupiter the whole time.
Yeah, that's fine too. You can have it. Sure.
Is that one of the demands?
Yeah. I'm going to make all the women build my houses for me.
You only go to certain areas in Florida.
Yeah.
But that's what I'm saying. Like I think you need to have it be where you're like a mystery bachelor and then it's like, bam, it's Tyler Cameron. Then they all lose their shit and whatever. But like beforehand, they can't know because that's when they think they got the golden ticket. And how true. I'm not going to say you were lying on Nick's podcast, but like how I think she's saying you're lying. She thinks you're lying.
Saying like I think people take that as like
he's living in Jupiter now.
Yeah,
it's not like I think that's
there's not
great.
A bunch of influencers running around Jupiter.
Yeah, I think that's a great outlook. I think that
and all the stars won't let me into their house in Jupiter. So like, beat it, kid. You're a fucking influencer.
No, I think that's a great outlook though.
Yeah, no, I think Jupiter's brought that on me. Like I don't have that anymore. Like you go down to Miami, you can chase it. I've dated some girls on there. I leave there, I'm like, she's beautiful, she's fun, like we have a great time, but that's that lifestyle and I will never mesh.
Right. You can meet a beautiful girl who, has a great life, a great job, that isn't looking for the fame.
Yeah. So
are you currently dating?
Putting myself out there.
Yeah.
Yeah. I've been dancing in the street for so long, trying to make my way over to the sidewalk.
It's quite the analogy.
Does it go like street, sidewalk, house?
Well, like I'm in the median. You know what I mean? Like that's way in the streets.
I mean, you were in the middle of like an 8-lane highway then.
Yeah, so you got a bunch of those spotted lines you got to hop over. You got some cars you got to dodge.
Frogger.
Yeah.
How do you meet people down there?
Just being around.
Yeah.
It's
just like
Do you are you on any apps?
Yeah, I have Raya, but I don't even go on that anymore.
Yeah.
I gotta stop paying the damn subscription.
Is it maybe like
people
friends
probably
of a friend?
see you on Ryan, and they're like,
it's
oh
friends
my
of
god,
friends,
but then
or
it's
just
like
like being
nothing.
around people, and I
always think friends of friends is always a good way. So at least
How much
somebody
do they
knows
charge
them.
for Riot these days.
I don't know, like $10.
Okay.
Because you know, like you don't.
You guys are off of it, right?
No, we're definitely both on the dating apps for sure.
Excuse me. I actually have never been on a dating app in my life.
I missed it completely. Tinder came out like right at the beginning of college, and I was on it a little, but it was like kind of weird still because it was like you're on a college campus, like you don't need Tinder, like
Right,
it's like you're just
there.
everyone's there, like you don't need to be like necessarily on Tinder. And then I met a guy, and I've never been on a dating app since then.
Even when I was single, I didn't download dating apps though, because for me, it's like I like people to know the person. You know what I mean? Like friend of a friend, or like something like that. Because like a total stranger,
I think friend of the friends is always the best way to meet somebody.
Total stranger throws me off. Like you just never know.
Yeah, and like it's like an interview process when it's like having to say the same.
Have you
thing.
ever been on a blind date?
Kind of. I was on this one blind date. It was like my dad's friend's girlfriend's daughter.
Okay.
Went out with her. Awful date. Awful date.
Terrible date.
And I was the whole time I was sitting there thinking. I was like, the Heisman announcement is on right now, and I'm sitting here pulling my own hair out, and so never saw her again.
Oh well, you live and learn. No more blind dates. Or maybe your dad's just
and
not going to be.
No dating girls from your high school.
Yeah. Your dad's talking.
Tried that a few times
setting
lately.
you up. Yeah, that's.
I always think
it's hard to go back.
Going back to the high school.
I tried it with my high school sweetheart.
Yeah.
And that was just not good.
Too much time. Too many things happen in between.
And
it's
fill
like
each other in on a lot of stuff.
Yeah. Well, you end up I feel like you end up like getting mad about things that like you can't really be mad about, but it's because there's the history.
But also you put so much thought into it, like, oh, it's gonna be this, and then once you get into it, you're like, oh, it's really just not that, and it's like then it's just a letdown.
Yeah. Not
good.
There wasn't really. I was thinking of the cast for Special Forces, and there's not too many like eligible bachelorettes.
I tell you, every dance show I've been on, like the dance show I went on, everyone was married. Yeah. This show, everyone's.
Yeah.
Do you feel like in your life now? I know Katie. She just got engaged.
Black China was she was on the show.
Black China. How is Black China? Is she a changed woman?
She was great. She was great. Yeah,
she claims she's a changed woman.
She's so quiet, and like, but like, she's fit. Like she's in shape. She's in incredible shape.
Good for her.
I'm happy to hear she turned her life around.
I know.
There was a period of time where it was questionable.
Shredded, but she was so sweet. But she had some fight in her,
Yeah.
But like, I was always looking out for her, trying to keep her going.
What about Savannah Chrisley?
What about her?
Just how was she?
She was a lot. She was a lot. She's got a big voice.
So Rhea's noted for saying that that's the worst show that's ever been
the worst
made.
show on television. There's two shows that
best.
I think are the worst shows ever. Chrisley Knows Best and Ridiculousness. Like when
hate
is
Ridiculousness?
When is Ridiculousness going to get off the air?
Yeah, like I was saying, Tyler definitely loves Ridiculousness.
No, I know, but it's just like, oh
Such
my
a
god,
boy.
how long is Ridiculousness? You know what kills me? Like when they just, and it shouldn't matter now, and it doesn't, but when there would be those marathons of Ridiculousness all day long, and it's the same thing over and over again, that's where I started to hate Ridiculousness.
You know what I think it is?
And also, we
I
see
think
viral
she always
videos.
is like, I could be Chanel West Coast. She doesn't deserve that job. I deserve that job. I think you've just been jealous of Chanel West Coast the whole time.
In what world?
If they ask you to come on their show, you say yes in a heartbeat.
Okay, but here's the thing: when
you would crush that job, though.
Yeah,
you would.
When I was growing up, and like Robin Big was on,
in Fantasy
Factory, and Chanel was on, you're like, oh, that's a dream job, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like,
yeah.
But
that's what working for me is like.
Ridiculousness. I'm sure. Ridiculousness is just like we see the viral videos online.
Mm-hmm.
Why is there? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
There's no need for ridiculousness anymore. I'm sorry.
Good agents. That's why.
Yeah. True.
And they like have all the special guests. Oh, look who's on Ridiculousness! Like this show's still going on.
I think it's just also because it's just.
Have you been on Ridiculousness?
No, I would love to. I'd love to just go up on the keyboard.
I really feel like you could get on Ridiculousness.
Yes. I gotta talk to my people.
Yeah, no, that's definitely.
They'll have anybody on these
definitely
days.
something you can. It's definitely something you can do. Okay. I wanted to ask you about your Instagram videos in the gym What made you start to do those? And who's filming them, and why are they like an 80s porno?
Well, the videographer is an undisclosed person.
Okay.
You know,
because they're getting real close.
They wanted to protect their anonymity.
People have been messaging chicks in the office like, "Have you guys seen Tyler's workout?"
Oh, we're like,
videos?"
yeah, we fucking see it. We're seeing too much of them.
I scroll right past them. I'm not gonna lie. I'm like, this is too much.
Yep. No, it's a lot. And like the first few, I was like, all right, they're tame, and then the videographer has just been having too much fun with it.
The videographer had a vision.
Oh, so you're blaming the videographer?
Yes, I am.
Okay,
I am.
All right.
But
and it's their creative vision to basically have you be naked in this video.
What one did Kelly Key send to our Cutting Stems group chat? And she wrote,
no, the things my friends have said about these videos, they send them in our Instagram group, and they're like, "Friend, Tyler's got to take control."
So we have a Cutting Stems group chat.
You know what? It is working. Things are growing.
Clearly, things are growing for sure.
It's probably not the right word to use, you know.
Kelly, engagement is up.
Yeah. growing.
It's just getting harder and harder to get good content out there, you know.
Kelly wrote, "Ashamed to say I watched this whole thing." And I didn't even click the video. I'm going to click it now because I'm looking back. Okay, it's you're taking your shirt off.
Oh,
it's a whole thing. You're cutting up watermelon.
Tell me.
Also, are you
is there a better way to do a grill ad?
Are you filming these after your workouts, or are you like, hosing yourself
Those are after
down?
my workouts.
Okay.
Yeah, we do a little recap video of everything we did on the workout, and then after we're all sweaty.
Were you like, all right, this is how I'm going to become a TikTok star? Like, these are the videos. This is the avenue I need to go down.
Yeah.
Are they up on TikTok?
Well, I have a strategy, you know.
Okay.
So we're gonna get you in with the fitness
I actually
stuff.
would love to know.
I love fitness. I love working out. I love all that. But then we're gonna really keep you with the home remodel stuff. That's the goal.
Okay, I got you.
So you're gonna reel people in with your workout videos,
and then I'm gonna shove home videos.
And then all of a sudden,
here I am.
All of a sudden, you're asking everyone
to
pick out like hardboard floors.
Mm-hmm, exactly.
You're like, okay, guys, which coat do you like best? What kind of views are you getting on
Ladies,
these bad
come
boys?
check out my wood.
Oh my God,
classic.
No, I mean,
killed it.
We're in the millions on most of these.
Millions of views.
Yeah. So it's
clearly
actually
it's working.
Smart strategy.
It's working. Did you see the grandma one?
No,
I did not see the grandma
y'all
one.
should take a look at it.
What is it?
Oh boy. Which one was the grandma one?
Is the Pierce one, the one I'm talking to the camera.
Has your mom texted you about these videos, Fran?
Not yet, but I'm sure she watches them.
Love that lady.
Oh, I can't even play any of them. Like, it's just, you're sitting right here.
It's too close for comfort.
Too close.
I did think of myself, should I just come in here with no shirt on? Because I knew this was going to be a topic.
Yeah, I mean, how are we not going to ask you about these? Like, it's like the most, and it's funny because that's where we said people send them to like the chicks in the office, DM, like group. They're like,
and they're like, you guys going to talk about these? We're like, what are we to say about these?
Like basically like asking if we could like make it a topic on the podcast. It's like, what is,
remember when the three of us went back and forth it was really funny. It was recently. About you posted a picture with a mustache and we were like making fun of your caption, but we really, the three of us, come on, that was pretty recent.
I mean, it was sitting in my face.
Yeah, it was like same, and we went back and forth with jokes for a while about that.
Yes.
Yeah, no, that was of all people Katie's idea.
Okay.
Little quiet Katie. And
you got to get your engagement up for the
it worked.
home renovation videos.
Exactly.
Yeah. Have you thought about becoming the next Ty Pennington?
Oh my God, I was going to say the same thing.
It would be a dream.
That's his name, right?
Ty Pennington, Extreme Home Makeover.
It would be a dream.
Have they ever thought about bringing Extreme Home Makeover back?
That show was on.
I think they're doing it already. I missed the bus on that one, I think.
Well, if they brought it back, nobody would move that bus better than you would.
Yeah, I feel like you would be a great new Ty Pennington.
One day.
For the next generation.
For the next generation.
That bus.
Well, that show was so funny. It was like, oh, what do you like? Oh, I like horses. Well, we made your room into a huge stable. It's like they had
was the best show.
I do.
You're gonna live on
Ty
hay.
Pennington was also like shirtless cutting wood.
He was.
And he was really talented.
I wonder what like the upkeep was for those people, you know, because it was people who like needed their houses renovated, and then they got all this great house, and then it's like, what happens after that? We never get to know them after.
Right.
There's no update on
there was
the
a
people.
lot of issues, I think, when that happened, because a lot of people was like, they were struggling to begin with.
Yeah.
Right.
And then they get their house remodeled, and like there's permits and all these things are
Yeah.
pulled, but then there's a new assessment on their house, so I think the price value went up, so their taxes and everything went up, so
Yeah.
it became another issue.
And they have to pay more money.
Yeah.
And they were there's a whole thing.
It's like something breaks.
It's like when
it's-
David Dobrik would gift people cars,
And
and then they have to
taxes
pay
on
the
it.
taxes and insurance on their cars.
Right.
It's a little tricky
It's just
game
that
gifting people
You would think
things.
people would just immediately want to sell the house. Just be like, I'm just gonna.
I think that happened too.
Yeah.
You know?
Like.
So that's definitely a tricky one to deal with right there.
I keep thinking that if they did bring that show back, feel like they've had different versions of it with different people, but it never hit.
It never-
like it did with Ty Pennington.
Yeah.
And you know what?
You know, he lived in
Maybe
the
it
same
just
building
won't-
as my parents.
Really?
Yeah,
That's fun.
Yeah,
Did they get to meet him ever?
I think Gia saw him like once or twice
Here in New York?
Yeah.
Oh, like the recent one.
yeah.
Oh.
Like he lives there right now.
Really?
yeah.
Oh my god.
You should camp out and look for
Ty
him.
Pennington. Yep.
Oh my god. I didn't know that.
yeah.
Wow. I'm acting like he's like an A-list
I don't think
celebrity.
he's like. I think he's rarely there.
gotta
Like
be-
he's been
A-list
seen
in
a couple
HGTV
times.
We're getting
world.
this.
Okay.
Sorry. we have to wrap up.
We have to
We
wrap
just
up.
got this.
Do you have any comments on Noah's hair?
Yeah. So I mean, I saw you guys get a bigger room. I mean, you guys put me in a green room before I come in here. Like I get escorted here. You guys are brand new. You know, engaged. Noah's got blonde hair. I mean, it's just you guys.
It's looked better than it's
But how
looked
do you
right now.
feel about his blonde hair? And do you feel like his attitude has changed just from the?
Do you like it?
The
No,
hour
I think
you've been in the room.
Noah used to chime in. Now he's big time over here. I don't know. You know.
Yeah, Noah hasn't
big
chimed in
time.
at all.
No,
this
you got a
interview.
girlfriend.
I don't.
He's out here. He's out here in the streets dancing.
Noah
around.
is in the
He's probably
streets.
Noah is in.
He's got a haircut that says little
No,
sister.
talk about being in the streets.
And guess where we're going this week?
Y'all going to little
Talk
sister?
about
eh?
that-
being in
with
the
that new
streets
hairdo.
for sure.
Yeah, I'm gonna rebleach it. So I think
He's
I
like
think I made
the
that
maintenance
decision.
is. I've never.
It's
he's
insane.
He's like
It doesn't look great now. So
he's like is it? It's
What-
it's starting to look yellow
what
after you
made you do it?
rebleached.
it was. I mean, they made me do it.
Well,
we did it.
We said when we get to 150,000 subscribers on YouTube, we would bleach Noah's hair blonde. So then we had my cousin come in to bleach his hair blonde. It looked great at first. I think it will look great. It just has a yellow tint to it.
So you
right
took
now.
one for the team.
Yeah, no,
But
I'm
they're
a team
trying-
player.
wanted
they're
to.
trying to
He
make you-
wanted
He did,
to.
but he wanted he wouldn't have agreed to do it if he didn't want to do it.
You know what's annoying?
It wasn't guaranteed that it would
people
look
don't
good.
get to see Noah, like how he interacts with me and Fran when the cameras are off and whatever. So like whenever we do end up in these kind of conversations, people end up feeling bad for Noah. But if only they saw the other interactions, you know?
Like what?
Like when you told us to calm down yesterday.
Well, we
Whatever,
don't have to talk
get
about
God
that.
forbid.
That's another
We don't
story.
have to. We don't have to
God
get
forbid.
into it.
That's a story for another time.
Yeah.
Okay, we're super excited to watch this next season.
Yeah.
It's going to be amazing. The first season I absolutely loved. I thought it was so good, so I'm very excited for the second. And it is at when? Monday, September
25th.
September
On Fox.
25th
9
on
p.m.
Fox.
Eastern time.
9 p.m. Eastern on Fox. We will be tuning in
Make sure you
because
tune
this
in.
is quite the group of people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It'll be fun to watch.
Yeah.
Well, I'll see you guys soon in Jupiter.
Yes, you will.
Yep.
Alrighty. Bye, y'all.
Bye.